Good day, and welcome to another edition of the Military and Foreign Affairs Network. I'm your host, the voice of reason. So, in this report, I wanted to discuss what is occurring in and around the state of Israel. It would appear that Israel and the Hamas led government based in Gaza has intensified their hostilities. Both sides are launching a rocket and missile attacks against each other. There has been a serious attack by the state of Israel against targets inside of Gaza. In one instance, a apartment building has been reportedly leveled. Initial casualties on the part of the Palestinians are approximately 28 dead, upwards to hundreds wounded. I would suspect those casualties are going to go significantly higher, and we're now hearing is that while the initial strike by Hamas was against targets near Jerusalem, there has been more attacks on Tel Aviv and areas around Tel Aviv. There has been reportedly up to 100 rockets fired toward Tel Aviv. I would imagine by now that would make the total number possibly several hundred. Reports indicate that the Iron Dome system is being challenged at the moment because of the amount of rockets that are being fired by Hamas. But again, we're going to keep an eye on what's going on. My apologies if this was not reported on earlier. It was kind of developing at the time, and a report should have been conducted. However, it wasn't. We'll have to see what happens in other parts of the Middle East, such as in Lebanon. Does that area stay quiet? And I would imagine that because of the intensified strikes that occurred after the apartment building strike, we're going to see Israel quite literally unleash hell upon the Gaza Strip. And we could also suspect that the Palestinians, Hamas, will also continue its operations of launching missiles into the state of Israel. This looks like it's only going to intensify and escalate. Will Hezbollah, based in southern Lebanon, come to the aid, so to speak, of the Hamas organization? Will they stay out of it? But I think there's a real possibility we could see some sort of retaliation or even actions by Iran and its Revolutionary Guard deployed throughout the Middle East, quite possibly. But this again is a very serious situation. Probably one of the most intense flare-ups that have occurred in years, given the amount of rockets that have been fired into the state of Israel. I can say I had the opportunity to observe a video of one of the strikes that occurred. I believe it was near Holon, and that was an intense strike. You could see a large caliber missile impact, destroy a bus, quite possibly some nearby buildings on a fairly busy street. There has been reports, again, of heavy casualties on both sides, more so on the Palestinian side, obviously. But we are hearing initial reports that, in fact, some Israelis have been killed near Tel Aviv. But again, we will keep an eye on things, and I can only imagine that this will most likely escalate and become more serious, and it'll be determined whether other outside actors become involved in this as well. Thanks, everybody.